Greetings, dears. This is Annette coming back at ya with another moment for chronic wellness. Thanks for being here. So, after we realized that IG products were not a part of my future, my doc in Seattle and my rheumatologist wanted to make sure that we had more supports in place for my overall autoimmune conditions. And I got put on another infusing med called Rituxan, or Rituximab. That's its full name. And it is a watered down version of a chemotherapy drug. That's the class of drug that it came from. And when offered in the autoimmune variety, it is not at its full chemotherapy strength. So the way that it works, the action in it, as I understand it, is to keep the B cells in your body from maturing. And B cells are an important part of your immune system, and they fight and attack foreign bodies and foreign entities like infections and viruses. And when you keep them from maturing in your body, when you have an autoimmune disease, the way that that's helpful is that it keeps your body from fighting your own body, which is, of course, the fundamental problem with an autoimmune disease. Now, part of the thing that is also difficult when you're causing that to happen is that then your body is also not able to rally to fight infections and viruses and flus and the like. And that was a major drop off when I stopped being on the IG products. So during the course of the 2.5 years that I was on IVIg and then SCIg, I did not catch a cold, catch the flu. Like, my body, I didn't catch anything that went around. And we are enormously careful, as you have heard me talk about at length. I mean, when this coronavirus came around, I shot something like 7 videos just like in 2 afternoons telling you some of the ways that we armor up just on the daily to protect ourselves that are above and beyond what most people are doing, you know, when they learned about this coronavirus. And I was doing all of those things during my IVIg days and since. But the difference is, since being off of the IG products, I can do all of those things and I can still catch a cold like nobody's business. You know, like, I can just catch a cold anytime I go out in the world. I mean, I go to a doctor's appointment, boom, I catch a cold. I go to the grocery store, boom, I catch a cold. I go pick up a prescription, I catch a cold. I mean, it's like, if it is anywhere in the environment, it's going to find its way into this body, regardless of how protected I am, which, you know, makes the current pandemic kind of terrifying because got no immune system and a lung disease. That aside, that was a major difference from coming off the IG and now no longer having it on board. Like, I am feeling the full weight of being immunosuppressed now. The first year I was off IG, I got the flu for the first time that I can remember as an adult, and I get a flu shot every year. So it is a marked difference to be off the IG and experiencing what it is like to not have an immune system on board, and intentionally. We are suppressing it with all kinds of drugs. But I was telling you about the Rituxan, which is the one that keeps my B cells from maturing. But that, in addition to prednisone, in addition to mycophenolate, in addition to other drugs that I'm on, is why those of us who are on immunosuppressing drugs are so susceptible to catching things is because we are intentionally keeping our immune systems in a state that keeps us unable to fight things, makes us incapable of rallying a defense so that we are not concurrently attacking our own selves. So Rituxan was the med that it was decided I should try as one of the next lines of defense to keep from attacking my body. And some of you out there are probably familiar with Rituxan. It is administered in a variety of different schedules. The schedule that I am on is that I get it every 4 months and then 2 weeks later. 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 So that is the deal with my Rituxan, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next day or two. Are you on Rituxan? Are you on another infusing biologic? Those of you who are or have been know what those two words mean. And if you are, tell me about it. Have you had good reactions? Have you had a positive response? Is your body better off for it? Did it take you a while to find the right one? I'd love to know. So sound off. And if you have not subscribed, I would so appreciate it if you please would. And until we are together again, thank you for being here. Be well.